Good afternoon. Welcome to Music at Noon. I'm glad to see you here. Music for a while to make all your worries go away in the middle of the day. It's a beautiful day, and we got through the big storm, didn't we? And I'm glad you're here. Did you bring your boat today? No boat today. We're so fortunate to have two very gifted musicians from the Bay Area. So they had to drive an hour or more to get here, so their day started early. Their music is quite varied, more than 300 years, the span of music they'll be playing, from names that you will recognize to some new names. In fact, we even have a world premiere today. The artists will chat with you during the concert and maybe tell you a little more about the music. We have a pianist, Varya Milinder, and we have a flutist, Kris Palmer. She will play both the silver flute and the older-fashioned instrument, the wooden flute. Please welcome Kris Palmer and Varya Milinder.
Can you hear me? It's on. Yeah, welcome. Welcome. Okay, I'm not going to trip. Thank you for being here with us. All three parts need to be here for us to get live music back and going, right? So we need the musicians playing the music, yes. We need the concert presenters. Thank you, Brad Slocum and Music at Noon, for weathering the storm and being really one of the first concert series to come back and say, we're putting on live music. But most importantly, the third is we need the audience. So we need that triangulation. We need the music makers, the music presenters, and the audience to hear it live. So here we are. Let's do this. So we're going to start with some music by Georg Friedrich Händel from the early 18th century, his Sonata in A minor. Hope you enjoy. Music by Händel. we're going to find our best balance. So apparently we're live streaming, so you can all wave, and we'll be on YouTube too. And the thing you have to keep in mind look at the size of that instrument. Look at that thing. Now look at the size of this. So music by Händel. And the interesting thing about Händel is he was born German. He immigrated to England, so he was adopted by the Brits. But his musical style is Italian. So a lot of the little notes that you heard in there were not written in the music, and that's an Italian thing to do, is just add your own notes. And so that was done a lot in Händel's music. Now we're going to stay in the 18th century, so Händel's early 18th century. We're going to go towards the second half of the 18th century with Mozart. So we'll stay on the wood flute. So this is a wood flute. And the body, the black part, is grenadilla. Grenadilla is an African blackwood, so it grows black. It's not painted, okay? And in the 18th century, all flutes were wood. That's why it's called a woodwind instrument. So it was not until the 19th century that the metal flutes were born. So we'll move on to that flute after this next piece. So here's the Andante in C major by Mozart. And he wrote this for an amateur flutist, a wealthy amateur flutist, who commissioned Mozart to write him a flute concerto. So Mozart wrote the G major flute concerto. But this wealthy but amateur flutist said, "Great concerto, but that second movement, the slow movement, it's too hard for me. It's too hard. Can you write an alternate middle movement?" You know, and the concerti of the time would be a fast movement, slow, pretty movement, fast movement. But apparently the slow, pretty movement was too hard for the amateur but rich flutist. And so Mozart wrote as an alternate this beautiful Andante in C major. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you. Now, wouldn't it have been nice? That would have been so nice if that truck's backup beepers were in tune. They weren't in C major. We're going to leave the wood flute. I'm going to pick up the metal flute. My metal flute is made of silver. Metal flutes hit the scene at the 1832 World's Fair. A German by the name of Theobald Böhm, he totally redesigned the flute. And the reason why he did that is because up until then, the flute, the transverse flute, was really not a well-designed instrument. You might not be able to guess by Mozart's beautiful writing, but Mozart hated the flute. And there's good reason, because it was just not a good instrument during his time period. So 1832, Theobald Böhm presented this new flute made of, I believe his flute was made of silver, at the 1832 World's Fair, and it was a total redesign. And it's much like what you see today on both of my flutes. So the key system was redone. So a big improvement. When Richard Wagner first heard metal flutes, silver flutes in his orchestras, at the end of the 19th century, so they had been around a while, end of the 19th century, he said, "Get those cannons out of my orchestra." So it took a while for metal flutes to take hold, but they certainly did. We're going to play for you a piece called Offertoire. It's by a German composer, Donjon. An offertoire is in maybe a sacred offering, so what a lovely setting for it. I hope you enjoy it. my notes real quick here. Lennox Berkeley, you won't know him. He's really not a well-known composer. But he wrote this great sonatina that we're about to play for you. He's British, so he's born in Oxford, England. And I love this. He may be the only composer to have the distinction of serving as the coxswain for his college rowing 8-man skull. So there you go. He was one of the many 20th century composers who studied music composition in Paris with the great Nadia Boulanger. I mean, just try to imagine how important that is, that this female composition instructor, so many great composers of the 20th century, they learned from her. She was fabulous, and just so few females, still at the point of the early 20th century, able to rise up and make their mark. So Nadia Boulanger, in addition to teaching Lennox Berkeley, she also taught Aaron Copland, Philip Glass, Quincy Jones. So there, yeah, she was a big deal. Berkeley also studied along with Nadia. He also studied with Maurice Ravel. So you might hear some of that. Maurice Ravel, Bolero. Bum, ya, bum, bum. All right, there you go. Berkeley fell in love with, he had a deep relationship that lasted quite a while with fellow British composer Benjamin Britten. So they often collaborated together with things. Sonatina by Lennox Berkeley. Hope you enjoy it. Is André here? Hello, André! Come on up. So we don't have Mozart or Händel here, but we have André. Ladies and gentlemen, the composer, André Guéziec.
Hi. Hi, Kris. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. My name is André Guéziec. I live in the Bay Area in Sunnyvale, and I studied composition at San Jose State University. It's where I met Kris, because she played at my final recital. And so I composed this next piece for Kris and Varya, and it's based, I don't know, but it's inspired by some bird songs that I heard in the Sierra Nevada. And well, I'm very blessed to be included in this great forum, so I'm very grateful. Thank you so much.
No, wait. Now, we're very international here. So, I'm from Lodi, California, Central Valley. André, where are you from originally?
France originally, near Germany, in Alsace, the eastern part.
And Varya, where are you from originally?
From St. Petersburg.
So we've got St. Petersburg, Russia, Central Valley, France. We'll discuss wine later. Thank you, André. So, persistent birds. So I'm going to spread this out a little bit. It's not a long piece, but when music is brand new, a lot of times we like to perform from the score. You know, it's just brand new. So, persistent birds. And you'll hear why his music's very imaginative, very evocative. So, you'll hear persistent birds. Enjoy. Music from André. The flute makes a great bird. Many composers have looked to the flute and said, "You're a bird, definitely." And we like it. We like it. We're going to close today. Thank you for joining us. This is lovely. It's so nice to be here. We're going to go to really close to the year 1700. So we end up spanning about 400 years of music. This was written by a French early Baroque composer named Marais, and it's just a nice little piece called Le Basque. Le Basque. We hope you enjoy it. We'll talk to you all afterwards. There's CDs out front. They're free. You can take them. It's my gift to you. Thank you for joining us. Le Basque.
And how about André? André, come up. Please take a bow together. Why don't you walk over here while I talk a little so the camera can see you, and all your live streaming fans, just walk over there a little bit more. There, you can see what the camera sees you there. And all of you, thanks for coming and sharing this delightful, very happy music, and so varied. It's what I love as a program director. I love as much variety as possible, from ancient to modern. And thank you all. André, do you come from the Bay Area also? Yes. What part of the Bay Area? Sunnyvale. I used to live in Sunnyvale. Well, we'll talk a little bit afterwards. All three of you, thank you for traveling the distance today, and now you have to go back, and they have to go back and teach and work. So thank you for honoring them with some support as you go out, and if you are viewing us online, you can actually make donations online. You'll find out how to do it. And next week, yes, we have another concert, and that would be a classical guitarist, Gabe Becker. Hope you can be here, and nice to see you today. Take care.